All right. Tough one today. Thought that Indiana's a very good football team. Played well, 31-17. Won the turnover battle. You know, they were +2 there. And I think that was probably the difference of the two scores. Or +1, I should say. +1. And I think for the most part, we were able to do some good, some bad. We didn't have the possessions were strange. Only 4 possessions in the second half for the offense. 1 touchdown, 1 field goal, 1 punt, or 2 punts. And offensively in the first half, going down, had 4 possessions inside the 40 and 1 touchdown from that. Defensively, had some good plays, good moments. Had some good opportunities to keep them out of the end zone. On the same token, had some long drives against us, which was rough. Having a backed up drive from the -2, I think they had like a 10 or 11 minute drive after the touchdown to make it 17-14. That was tough. And then special teams covered well at times and then let up a huge return to get it down to the 9-yard line at 24-14. So all those things hurt us. But, you know, we've got to continue to build off of every moment we have together. I told our guys, you know, you got to divorce the outcome and marry the process, marry the moment. And right now we've got to sit there and look at what can we continue to do to get better at the moment and embrace the process of improving. And each day we have to find ways to improve. Each day we have to find ways to get better. And we had a great shot back at home. 3 out of our next 4 against foes that we know, and have an opportunity to play 2 of them at home.
Do you sense anything different about your team when you go on the road?
No, I think, you know, there's always, people play well at home. I mean, I think, I don't know, that's kind of a well-known thing that teams are playing well at home right now, but I don't feel like our team was much different when it was 17-14 with whatever it was, 11 minutes, 12 minutes left in the third quarter. I felt like it was a really good football game. I didn't think that, you know, some of the things are a little bit wacky. I've never seen a pick 6 off of a now route. That was one of the weirder plays that I've ever seen on the second drive of the game. But no, I feel like our guys are pretty locked in when they come out here. I thought their energy and attitude was excellent, and I thought their efforts dictated that. I thought they, at the end of the game, they had a 6-minute drive that we didn't get the ball back. So I don't know if that has to do with the home or the road, but I know that was challenging there at the end.
You had different combinations on your offensive line almost every other series. You just looking for something that worked, or some of these guys banged up?
No, we were looking for stuff that was going to work, and we were looking for, right now, we've got three guys on the offensive line that are in their second year of playing college football. So with Landon Hatchett, with Swanee, with Khalid Tafai, those guys need opportunity. Those guys need reps. Those guys need to see how good they can get. Max is still probably a week or 2 away from being able to play. So, you know, on that side of the line, we need to figure out ways to improve. We were struggling early on with some of the line games, so we tried to mix and match. I thought we were better in the second half there in protection. But, again, we got to get the ball out of our hands, and we got to find ways to continue to establish the running game.
Joe said that the offense needs to learn how to finish. To you, what does that look like, and how do you take those steps to?
Yeah, well, I think what he was saying is that we talked at halftime that we had 4 possessions inside the 40, and we had 3 of which we didn't get any points, 1 of which we threw a pick 6, 1 of which we got stopped on a 4th and 1, and 1 of which we wound up getting we stopped in short on a scramble on 4th and 3. So, and then the 4th possessions, we scored a touchdown. So what he's referring to is that when you have 4 possessions inside the opponent's 40, you got to make some of those plays. You just got to make some of those plays. And, you know, we've got to find a way when you're scrambling forward for 3 yards, you get the first down, you don't cut it back. When it's 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1 that Jonah needed to take on number 24 in that situation. There's opportunities for us to call plays that will get, you know, on 3rd and 1 that we don't even have to wait for a 4th and 1. Obviously, the double pass, the interception there when we threw it to Denzel, that was very disappointing that we didn't get our hands on him, but that means that we got to coach it better for the A-gap rush. So this process of getting better, is challenging. And this process of continuing each week to improve, when you go on the road 2 weeks in a row, you kind of feel it sometimes. But we're excited about this chance to get healthier, hopefully. I don't know. I didn't see the injuries during this game, that, how substantial they are with Valdez, how substantial they are with Zoe. Zoe went back in the game. I'm hopeful that Durfee, we thought he was going to play all week, and then we took him out to work out this morning at 10:30 a.m. and he couldn't go. So I'm hopeful another week of rehab will help him. But we got to finish in the end zone, and we got to finish on defense when we have them backed up on the 2. We got to finish on defense when, it's 31-17 with 6:06 left. We got to get a 3 and out there. Those are some of the things that we all have to do on all phases of the game.
You mentioned the process of improvement, and and you said after the opener too, let's make this our worst game. I remember that being kind of a mantra. Why do you think it's been so difficult to kind of stack improvements and make it more of a steady line instead of the inconsistencies that there's been?
Yeah, I think it's just part of the process of who you're playing each week. I think it's the process of different guys, going in at different moments. The consistency of the offensive line or defensive line, the consistency of the schedule. We're playing games, and we're playing good teams. It's hard to get good sometimes right away. Sometimes the process, you're getting better. I don't think there's a question when I watch us that there's moments that we're getting better. The question becomes, now you've got to get better against opponents. You got to get better each week. You got to get better when you go on the road against Iowa or on the road against a 8-0 Indiana team. And what does getting better look like? Does getting better mean score, or is getting better meaning that, you have 5 penalties in a game and not 16? Does it mean you go 3 for 3 in the red zone, or does it mean, those are all, does, Grady making his extra points in his field goal, is that getting better? So I think we have all those phases that we're continuing to evaluate, but this is the trials and tribulations of going through trying to put together a whole new culture, a whole new system, and a new offense, new defense, new special teams. And we need to find a way to continue to improve.
One more. I don't know if you got a close look at the video or whatever on the punt return. Is that especially disappointing, given how much of a point of emphasis that seemed to be in the bye week? Now, aren't you guys look at that and everything?
Yeah, there's certain things that are especially disappointing, to be honest with you, like punt coverage. Yes, we don't want to give up the ball to the 14-yard line, and it looked as if, I don't even know if there was anyone close enough to make a tackle, in that. So we got to be better there. It was disappointing that when we had them backed up, we didn't get a 3 and out. It was disappointing when we had 1st and 10 on the 31 in a 0-0 game that we didn't score. So really, there's some plays in this game that were just disappointing, but we have to find a way to be better in special teams. And that, if that means continue to change personnel, if that means continuing to emphasize hang time, if that means continuing to emphasize getting off blocks, we're going to have to find a way to do that.
One more.
Was there any consideration about going for it on that 4th and 3 instead of punting?
No. On the minus side of the 50, yeah. I didn't want to do that. That was the 4th and 3 that you're talking about that they returned from the minus 28 or something like that. Yeah, I thought there was enough time on the clock at that moment in time that we ran the ball twice, and then we tried to set up a screen that was very unsuccessful. So at that point, I felt like we'll punt it, we'll get a stop. We punted and covered great prior to that moment. So I was looking forward to that same coverage and the same punt. And I think he outkicked his coverage. I think he drilled it. And from what I was to guess, and looking back on it, I don't think I would go for that in that situation. I don't think that's fair in the game we were in.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, thank you.